Hi there, I'm Marty Owings, and today I'm going to paint this picture in my sketchbook. I'm going to use an opaque paint called gouache, and I will talk about how you can get some glazing and layering techniques out of gouache, which tends to lift when you paint with it. Here I'm just going to start out by blocking in the major colors here. I'm not too worried about detail just yet, although I may throw a little bit in here and there. And then I'm just getting the shadow blocked in. And this is not black. This is a combination of blue, red, and I think it's sienna, actually, or burnt sienna. But as I said, just blocking in the major shapes. I'm going to use titanium white, pure red, burnt sienna, sepia, ivory black, cobalt blue, primary yellow, Indian yellow, and ultramarine deep in my painting today. So you can see I've already painted the green, and now I let it dry and I was glazing over it. Also, I'll paint the side of this, let that dry, and add another color there to the side of the trailer. So I'm actually glazing over paint that I've already painted, surface that I've already painted on. And how do you do that with gouache? Well, I thin it out with water a little bit. That's one thing I can do. And it's kind of applying a transparent watercolor technique to an opaque medium. I think it's okay to do that. It's just fine. As a matter of fact, if there are rules around that, I don't know them, so I'm not restricted by those rules. So I just went ahead and painted a layer underneath, and then watered down the gouache a little bit, and then laid a glaze or a layer over it. So that's how I glazed. It sounds simple, but that's all I did. And for experts who use gouache a lot, that may not be the effect they want, but for me it worked. Even on this background, like I've got this background, I've already painted it, this kind of deserty sand kind of look, but there's scrub brush and foliage out there that I wanted to paint right over that sand, so I just kind of blocked in those major colors. And you can see I can put this green down and it does not necessarily lift the underlying paint. And I'm going to use this horsehair or hog's hair brush. It's probably horsehair, but it's stubby and it's great for indicating grass or foliage. So I just go through the drawing and kind of drag up. It's almost like a dry brush technique. And then just blocking in some more of the foliage, adding a sky here. This is a combination of cerulean or cobalt, not cerulean, cobalt blue and ultramarine deep, just very light. And then by removing some of that paint, I'm able to give the illusion of a cloud there. And where I wanted to, I could add a little titanium white in there to the clouds to brighten them up. But here you can see, again, back to the brush technique and just dragging it out on the paper to add the illusion of foliage or grass. And in the distance, those mountains, I did that with gray and blue, a little bit of white, blue, and a tiny bit of black, just an ever so small amount. So I'll sign this, and I think that's about as far as I want to go on this, because I have a tendency to really mess things up if I go much further. There's already a lot of detail in this painting that's probably unnecessary, but there it is. And here's some close-up shots, and you can kind of see where I glazed over on the side of the trailer here, the side, I guess you'd say the side in shadow. That's kind of a close-up of the distance, the scenery or background. Well, here I'm going to do a few thumbnail studies to show you kind of how I got here. Thumbnail studies, kind of an unwritten rule, is they shouldn't take you any more than a couple of minutes if you're doing like a pencil drawing or, just a quick thumbnail. This one I took a little bit longer on, these thumbnails in particular. I'd call them almost small paintings or studies, just because I wanted to try to figure out some of the geometry on the trailer. And then I completely disregarded the painting on the upper right-hand side and decided to make that a nighttime scene with a trailer in it that has little lights on it. And unfortunately, I screwed that up. I'm not used to doing nocturnal paintings, so I nighttime stuff, I started to add stars, and then I realized, wow, those are all in a perfect row. That's not how stars look. Let me try it again. And then I got frustrated with that and said, that doesn't look right. So I tried it again. So the great thing about painting is you can paint over something you've already done. I'm not married to these thumbnails, and certainly just doing them to learn something. So they're disposable. And then I didn't like the sky on that bottom scene, so I repainted that a little lighter, and I think that helped the thumbnails. But anyway, there they are. No big deal, but I thought I'd show you the process a little bit. If you get a chance, head over to owingsart.com, scroll down on the right side of the page there, and click that little blue follow button, and you'll join along in the artistic journey. And I post there about once or twice a month, a little bit more frequently lately. But yeah, pop over there. And you can also follow me on other social media platforms like Facebook or Instagram or what have you. Here's Instagram. And if you get a chance, go down in the description of this video and check out the gear I used, and hopefully use those affiliate links. Hey, thanks for stopping by. This was a short one, but I'm glad you did. Have a great week. So long, everybody. This has been Marty for owingsart.com.